Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an awesome week as always. If you don't know me, my name's Cora. I upload every Sunday, so make sure you subscribe to see when I upload. Before I get started, if you guys didn't know, I'm giving away a Banish Acne Scars Acne Kit. The giveaway information is linked below this video, so make sure you check that out if you want to win. This video is called My Skin Story, and I recently saw Joe Sugg post this video. He basically went over the history of his skin, of his acne, and how it's affected his life, and I wanted to film this video as well. As you guys know, if you're subscribed to me, I post a lot of acne related content, and also a lot of you guys seem confused, so I wanted to post this video to kind of clear up my story, my history, my timeline with acne, and all that good stuff. I also do have an announcement within this story, so keep on listening because I'm gonna give you a pretty big announcement about my skin. So today I'm just sitting in front of a window. I have no ring light, I have no fancy lighting or anything, no filters, because I wanted to show you my skin in its natural state with no makeup on. Months back I posted a video kind of crying on camera, really upset about how bad my skin looked post accutane, and since then, I mean, honestly, it's gotten progressively worse. Like, this spot is terrible because I picked at it, but as you can see, my skin tone is really uneven. I have a lot of acne kind of all over the place. Whenever I talk about my skin, people leave in the comments suggestions or your acne will definitely clear if you try this. A lot of those comments, people don't realize I've already tried that, so I kind of just wanted to go over that today, and yeah, let's get started. As always, if you like me and you like my channel, be sure to subscribe. I also wanted to link my blog down below if you guys didn't know I have a blog, and I've been posting pretty regularly on that, so make sure that you subscribe to my blog as well. Today, I'm just sitting in front of a window. I don't have any fancy lighting, no filters, because I just wanted to show you guys kind of what my skin really looks like. I just wanted to have a really stripped down video with no production value, just to show you guys, you know, my skin has gotten progressively worse throughout the months, and my skin tone looks pretty uneven and just like not great. So if you guys are new here or found me through my skincare videos, I wanted to tell you guys the beginning of my story. So I grew up in a very genetically blessed family, to say the least. All my sisters are extremely pretty and they all have perfect skin. They literally don't have to wear makeup if they don't want to. And I know everybody says that. I think my one sister has had one pimple in her entire life. So that is what I kind of grew up comparing myself to. So when I started getting acne in 5th grade, my family was very confused. They were like, I don't understand where this is coming from. My dad's side of the family did have acneic skin, so I believe that's where my skincare issues stem from. All my sisters got the skin of my mom's side of the family. They're so lucky. But when I started getting acne, I got it around my temples, around my jawline, and it progressed into covering my cheeks. So I would consistently get really bad acne around this area. My mom knew how self-conscious I was, so she would regularly take me to the dermatologist and skincare experts, and they would give me topicals that would never work, and I would just be so frustrated. I would try to take matters into my own hands, and I would get super harsh acne gels and acne cleansers and basically burn the acne off my face. So my skin was always red. To cover that redness up, I would wear tons and tons of makeup. I'm gonna insert some photos if I can find them, but growing up, I feel like I looked very old for my age because I would wear so much makeup because I was so self-conscious of how my skin looked underneath. Growing up, I was definitely really self-conscious of how I looked as well, and I know everybody goes through that, you know, 4th, 5th grade, through middle school, through high school. You always compare yourself to other people, but I always found myself comparing myself to my friends and my sisters. They were always like perfect. So I just thought I was like really, really ugly and would try to put on makeup to cover that. People would always tell me growing up I wore way too much makeup, and I definitely did look old for my age. But I thought I looked good. I thought I was able to get my skin to look perfect underneath all the makeup. So I didn't really care what people thought. People always comment on my videos, if you go vegan, if you cut out dairy, if you do this and that, you will have perfect skin. And I've had years where I didn't eat any dairy and didn't eat any gluten, and my acne was worse than ever. People can say, you know, don't eat sugar, don't eat chocolate, and your acne will go away. I've had months and months where I haven't eaten sugar and it didn't go away. So just to clarify, you know, I've tried every diet thing you can imagine. I tried everything the dermatologist gave me, tried it on my own, and I still had acne. How it comes off is people who have clear skin and don't know what this is like will say, if you try this, it will for sure go away. And that's just not true. I've come to terms with the fact that some people just genetically have bad skin. And I think I just genetically have bad skin. Now, I did try birth control when I was about 18 because I wanted to see if that would clear up my acne. I can't remember the exact type of birth control I was on, but it definitely cleared up my acne. But it also left me feeling really, really weird. I started having some health issues with that. And so I could not stay on birth control for my skin. After I got off birth control, my skin got bad again, but I felt better internally just because it kind of messed with me. So I was back to square one of what do I do about my skin. But finally, at the age of 21, I started to get slight acne scarring, and it was around that time that I had decided I've had enough. I went to a dermatologist that was pretty well known, and he walked in the door and looked at me, and before I could say anything, he just said, "Perfect Accutane candidate." And I was so sad when he said that, because that was really a sign to me that my skin had gotten the worst that it could possibly get. Because you can't get on Accutane unless your skin is really bad and nothing else has worked. So he put me on Accutane. He put me on half a dose for double the amount of time you're supposed to be on it, because I'm very sensitive to medication, if the birth control story is any indication to you. So he put me on half a dose for twice as long so the side effects wouldn't be as strong. And the first few weeks were awful. I can link all of my Accutane videos down below, but after a while, my skin cleared up. And by the time I was done with Accutane, my skin was flawless. Around this point, I realized how much my skin was holding me back. I started being more outgoing. I started doing more. I started being friendlier to people. I made a lot more friends, started dating more. I really branched out when I was feeling at my most confident post-Accutane, which is what inspired me to kind of document my Accutane journey and my skincare journey and posting these videos on YouTube, because I figured they could help some people. So I had about a solid year of perfect skin where I would get pimples once in a while, and actually post-Accutane I got a couple pimples on my cheeks and I freaked out, and it was only about 3 weeks after Accutane, but they went away really fast, and from that point on I had perfect skin. I went through a very, very difficult time a few months ago when I posted that Accutane update video where I'm crying on camera. I had just graduated college, all my friends had moved away, and I had thought they would all be living in the LA area, so I got an apartment in LA and thought I would have all my friends there, and they all ended up getting jobs elsewhere. So I ended up in LA by myself, and I was very, very lonely. So I haven't talked about this on YouTube, but I had accepted a job post-graduation. That was probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life. I was trying to be smart and I was trying to do the right thing post-graduation, accepting a job that sounded really good on paper, but when I got there, it was a very emotionally abusive situation. So I was sharing an office with my supervisor, and she was always looking over my shoulder, always berating me, always acting like I was just like the dumbest person she's ever met. And since this was my first job after college, I didn't know any better. I thought, you know, am I just an idiot? Like, am I just stupid? So she really got to me and got to my self-esteem and made me just feel awful about myself every day. Also during this time, I had a pretty bad sexual harassment thing happen at my work. The guy was fired right away, but it was just a really stressful situation, and kind of on top of everything that was happening, I was at probably one of the worst places in my life. On that time, coincidentally, my skin started going back to being bad. So when I posted that Accutane update video, I started crying, and I think it was not so much my skin being bad, but it was that and a combination of everything else I was going through, all wrapped up in one, which was the perfect storm for me to just cry and be emotional on camera and sad. So I knew after a while I needed to make a change. I left that job in early October, and I decided to pursue a job and pursue a career I was really passionate about, and I was able to get a job that is really great for me. I have an amazing team of people I work with, and it's just been a really great experience, and I've been a lot happier in my life. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, maybe my acne during that time was attributed to stress and just being unhappy and all of those factors, but as you can see, my skin is still bad. So throughout this video, we've covered diet, we've covered hormones, we've covered stress, and all of those factors didn't really affect my skin. You know, I still have bad skin and I'm not stressed out. I'm pretty happy. I have a super healthy diet. So again, I think some people just have genetically bad skin from my experience. So that's where we are today. You know, my skin is not nearly as bad as it was when I went on Accutane, but it still has its issues. It's still super up and down. I mean, this is kind of on average what my skin looks like, and I'm not really happy with it. I have to deal with, and I have to deal with it the best way for me. So that's where my announcement comes in. If you guys have watched me for a few months, you know I've been going back and forth about going back on Accutane. I haven't really known what to do, just because I know it's such a big deal and it's such an extreme medication. But I only wanted to do it, obviously, if it was a last resort for me. And I finally decided that I am officially going back on Accutane. So the ball is officially rolling, and that means more Accutane videos are coming on my channel. So I'm gonna be starting posting Accutane updates every month for round 2. Hopefully this can help you guys, again, for those curious about Accutane and for those going back on Accutane like I am, because I've never seen anybody do a second dose on YouTube. So this will be kind of interesting. If you guys didn't know, you have to wait a month before initially signing up to go on Accutane to actually get the medication. So I am in my waiting period right now, and I'm going to get the medication in early April. So we're gonna see how this affects my skin, how it affects my body this time. So I'm gonna be kind of a guinea pig for you guys that are curious about how a second dose affects you. Now I am a little nervous because this time I have a different dermatologist, and I explained to him my skincare story, but he's not as familiar with me as my old dermatologist that I had. I found that half a dose for twice as long really worked for me physically, and I didn't have any side effects. This time I'm only doing 6 months of Accutane. So I'm doing a full dose for 6 months like a normal person would, like you're supposed to. So I'm kind of interested to see if I have any side effects this time, how it affects me this time, because let's be real, my skin isn't as bad as it was before. I mean, this is nothing compared to how it was before. It's still bad enough to go on Accutane according to my dermatologist, but it's not nearly as bad. So I'm interested to see also how it affects my skin this time. Since the Accutane primarily cleared up a lot of what I had, like all of my cheeks, but now it's moved to when I was in 5th grade and started getting acne, which is my temples and my jawline. So I'm interested to see, you know, how that affects my skin this time, if it gets super crazy dry. So I did want to make that announcement that yes, I'm going back on Accutane. That's pretty much it for my skin story video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it can help you in some way if you're curious about kind of skincare issues or my skincare issues, or maybe you have similar struggles as me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.